the Git history. I've just tagged it milestone 3. So all the commits I've made. It's milestone 2. Next thing I'll do is show the test just to get out of the way. They're most of the same, few modifications for the changes I've made to how the data works. And I've got to close that down. Run this. Show you that the tests work. Yep, tests all work. Let's start with this first, the changes I've made here. I now have a class, an ingredient class and a step class. Earlier in the project I had the ingredients, like each ingredient as an array within the array, but now their own class within the ingredients array. They also have they have IDs, which are using the unique ID thingy, because I tried IDs other ways but they weren't unique, so no bueno. Other than that, this is mostly the same. Not really changed too much, I guess, except for, yeah, it's really not changed much. Let's go to the actual view model for the food. This is used on the detail view page when you open it. Yep, it's food. It's of that type. It's an observable. This is how the image works. It takes the string from the food class. It makes that into a URL, then makes that into data, then makes it into a UI image, and then returns that as an image. If any of those fail, it returns empty image. Got functions for adding an ingredient or step to the ingredient and step arrays. Adds a one of data that's of that class. Same thing with removing, and same thing with moving, except not adding anything. It's just moving it from one index to another. This is the one for the master view or content view. The add food, similar, except it's adding an entire food class, food model even, into the array of foods. Uses all the same things as the one before, like how all the variables are there. I've seen this all before. It's also got a remove and a move function. In the app here, not many changes have been made, except for, since I've changed how the data works, this is with all the new changes added. This is what it looks like. And I also decided to put some line breaks in there so it's less awful to look at when you're marking this. Otherwise it's roughly the same. The food content view goes from this here, takes the data here and passes it through to here. That's the content view model that I showed before, which is the array of foods. Then it has a navigation view with a for each. It has all the navigation buttons up the top there. And the for each goes to the master view using the ID, the unique ID that I set, how to identify each one, as a food detail view model, which was the other view model I showed. When you go to the master view, it's pretty much exactly the same, except now it's in a separate file, and the image uses the image from the detail view model to display, but just with these things which were the same as before. And then the destination of this is the food detail view. A lot of changes here, as would be expected. It has an edit mode, which is from the edit button down here. So there's a lot of if statements. So if the edit mode is active, this section here will show the text for the image, the string of it as a bindable that can be changed and a new URL can be put in. Otherwise it will show the image itself. Same thing with the title, the description and story. So either text editor or the text itself. And then the ingredients and steps in their own sections, they have a button at the top in the header. Text ingredients, that's the title. And then this is the button here that's called with animation. This here is, you may have seen at the top, there was a variable that I called update ingredients. This is a janky solution for updating the ingredients array. If I knew more about Swift, I could have, found a better one, but that's not happening. I did the same thing with steps. The button automatically updates the array, but it doesn't update the for each that I'll be showing below. This causes it to do that through this if statement. As shown, if that's true, it displays as for each. If it's false, otherwise, it also shows that for each. This just means when that button's clicked, it switches from this one to this one, and back and forth and back and forth. There's a forced way to refresh it. Not the greatest solution, but what can you do? Also, I'm going to be going well over the time limit on this video just because there's a lot to explain, and I'm running this off my laptop, so when I run the app, it's not going to run quickly. Once again, if in edit mode, it's a bit different here. If in edit mode, it passes the data off to edit ingredient view. So it takes that specific ingredient with its ID as the identifier. Else, it just explains it just shows the ingredient quantity and the item in a H stack long. It's also got an on delete and on move function that I showed before in the detail view model. Same thing here. And this is the one for the steps. As you can see, I use the same stuff here. Nothing new, shouldn't really need to explain it. Okay, here's the edit ingredient view that I was saying that's passed through from that for each. It just, has a text field with the quality and the quantity in the item displayed. It's bindable. It was just a way of making it work. Bindables. Okay, yep, same thing with the step. And that's all for this stuff, so I'll now go to running it. Okay. Yep, here's everything, all the stuff, all their images shown. These are from URLs. If I hit edit, let's just get this. If I hit edit, you can see I can delete from here, and I can move the position of one. Let's go from A to B. This is going to be very slow because I'm running it off my laptop, so sorry for the long video. What can you do? Oh, that actually went quicker than usual. So that's able to switch the position of this. I can add a new one. It's going to run a bit slow. Give it some time. There it is. That's new and empty. I'll just show the existing ones currently. I'll do the garlic bread. Easy, easy. Yep, these all look the same, except, these are two things in a H stack. Steps, same as before, with now the new edit button, which displays this food thing as, its actual URL where this came from, this image. I can replace this. Let's bin that and put in this one. Wait for this to disappear. Guess that image that I want to put there is no good. Oh, I'll find a different one. I'll just yoink the one from this one. Command C. Edit. Oh, yep. No, that will explain it. I didn't paste in a URL that I had copied before. I pasted in something else useless. There you go. Now I gave it the Langos picture. Yep. In the edit mode, all these can be, changed. Look at that. Cool stuff. Same with this one. Yep. Whatever. And so you go back. That's the same there, and it's the same when you go back here. Open this up. Okay, with the ingredients. You can add an ingredient. As you see, it pops up clearly. I couldn't make that happen unless I did my weird janky solution. I can move an ingredient to a different spot, and I can delete an ingredient. Same thing with steps. Add, delete, move. You've got some empty ingredients there because I didn't give them any data, but you know, that's fine. That all works. Hunky dory. And this is the empty one that I added. If you go in here, you can see it's got an empty this, empty that, empty this, and just a standard new food, and then, you know, waiting for a URL to be added. And that's it.